Hey everybody, this is Jeff Bates. Dole Whip Dad is my channel. Thanks for stopping by. If you're here for the first time ever, thank you. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you like Disney stuff, because that's what we talk about here. It's my channel to kind of forget about work and life and just have some fun and talk Disney, because I love Disney. So I appreciate you being here. Today, we're doing a collaboration video. Ready, set, let's go. So I put out an appeal to fellow Disney YouTubers. Hey, if you want to collab with me, let me know. I'll link to it here. If you still want to, let me know. I've got a nice list. I'm behind it. I've been busy, but I've had 3 or 4. We're cranking them out as we speak. Christy's Corner came to me with an idea, and I'm sure that's easier than sending ideas and waiting for people to pick. So Christy's Corner, she's awesome. She's got a great Instagram. Go follow her over there. I'll link to it in the description. Follow her channel. As I look at it right now, it's got 112 subs. Let's crush that. Tell her I sent you, or don't tell her I sent you, but go to her channel, check it out. It's a neat channel. Do-it-yourself projects, reviews, unboxings, and while I'm there, lots and lots of Disney. Her Instagram's great too. She's got some cute kids. She likes football apparently, not the Cowboys or the Chargers, but she seems pretty awesome anyway. So anyway, go check out her channel. This is a collab, our favorite rides at all the Disney parks. Let's check out what her favorite rides are.
Hey guys, it's Christy. Today I am doing a collaboration video with Dole Whip Dad. You can find him on YouTube and Instagram. On YouTube, he is Dole Whip Dad, and I'll put a link to his page below. And on Instagram, he is Dole Whipped Dad. So this collaboration video is our favorite ride in each park. I will say in mine, I listed 2 for one park and the rest I listed 1. So this collaboration video, the way it works is that he does his and then he sends it to me, I do mine, and I send it to him. And then he incorporates mine into his video and I incorporate his into my video. So this is my first collaboration. So let's just see how it goes. Hopefully it goes pretty well. He does a lot of Disney videos, mainly all of the Disney videos. I don't think I've seen any that weren't, but I'm pretty new to YouTube, so I haven't been following him his entire YouTube career, and I haven't gone back to look at all the videos because life just gets really busy. But he does make some really good videos, and his daughter makes videos too, so if I can, I will put her link below too, right under his. If I can't, you can easily find hers on his page. So let's get on into it. Like I said, the video is for our favorite ride in each park. So it's not our top 5 rides, it's our favorite ride in each park. So I put mine in order of favorite and kind of said why. So let's get started. Like I said, I put them in the order from which I like them the least to the most. And my first one is in Magic Kingdom, and this is the one that has 2. So a little disclaimer here, I have only been to Walt Disney World once in my life, which was last year. I've been to Epcot twice. I've been to Walt Disney World once, so I have not rode every ride. Like I haven't ridden Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean or Big Thunder Mountain, or any of the rides over in Adventureland. And so I haven't rode any of those. So my list is solely based on what I have ridden, not based on popularity. So let's get started. For Magic Kingdom, I had a tie between Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Peter Pan's Flight. My reasoning for this is because Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, my daughter loved. She wanted to ride it again and again, and we only got to ride it once because the wait time was so long, and we did a fast pass for that ride. Peter Pan's Flight. The reason this one is the top over, say, Space Mountain or anything over in Fantasyland, because we did everything we could in Fantasyland, is because Peter Pan reminded me of my childhood. Like I said, I hadn't been to Disney before, But it reminded me of my childhood. It reminded me of watching Peter Pan and wishing I could fly, and you're just suspended up there, and it just, I don't know, it felt magical. So that one is solely based on my thoughts and how I felt about it while I was on the ride. The other one is because my children loved that ride so much that it brought joy to me. So I felt like they were a tie. I couldn't really decide which one was the best. So I picked both. So the next park I'm headed to is Epcot. Epcot, like I said, I had only been to Epcot once before. I went around 11 or 12 years ago when I was pregnant with my son. It was spring break for college, and we were just like, hey, let's go here. And we had a friend that lived in Jacksonville, so we went and stayed with her, and then drove down to Orlando and went for a day trip to Epcot. We were trying to pick which park to go to, and it just made more sense to go to Epcot since I was pregnant and couldn't ride very many rides. Although I do think probably Animal Kingdom might have been better because you could walk around and see the animals, but it was very much like the zoo. I mean, you know, it is a zoo, but it has much more to it. And we had already been to the Jacksonville Zoo that week. So we were like, well, let's just do Epcot. They got to drink around the world. I did not, but I still had a really good time, made so many memories. And my favorite ride from Epcot, and I have ridden every ride there except for Frozen Ever After. Is that what it's called? Frozen? The Frozen ride. I'm sorry if I don't know the exact name. Like I said, I've only been there twice, and it didn't exist the first time I went. And my favorite ride is Soarin'. So if you know why Peter Pan's flight was my favorite ride, then it would make sense that Soarin' would be. And yes, it was Soarin' over California the first time I went, and Soarin' over the world this time, but because there were so many years different, like 11 years in between, I didn't remember the film. I remembered the experience. And that's what gets you right there, because it was the experience of this magical place I'd never been. I rode this ride and I was like, oh wow. And what's funny is when we got to Epcot last year, which was our last day of our week vacation, I was like, okay, I remember the World Showcase. I don't remember the rides. We rode Nemo. I was like, oh yeah, I remember this ride. And then we rode Soarin', and I was like, oh yes, I remember this ride. But I didn't remember the names of the rides. Then again, maybe I had pregnancy brain, who knows? I wasn't real far into the pregnancy. Well, I guess I kind of was. I was like 4 or 5 months pregnant at the time, but I wasn't really showing. And I had asked if there were particular rides that I could ride, and this happened to be one of the rides that I could ride. Let's go to my number 2, or yeah, 2, I guess it would be, yeah, Animal Kingdom. The first time I went to Animal Kingdom was last year, and we had a fast pass for Navi River Journey, Dinosaur, and the Safari. So those are actually the only 3 rides I've ridden in Animal Kingdom. I haven't ridden Flight of Passage or Everest. We did do a fast pass for Everest, and by that time, no one else wanted to ride it. We were a group of 6, and no one but me wanted to ride it. They were all nauseous, I guess. I'm not really sure. So we didn't ride it. We canceled our fast passes. This year, we are definitely going to ride it because I want to, for one. I'm like, if we're going to be there, we might as well ride one of the rides that everybody talks about, right? Well, we also have one for Flight of Passage. So, out of those 3 rides, it was really hard for me to decide between the Safari and the Navi River Journey. I wasn't really crazy about Dinosaur. I'm not really sure. I think because it was kind of bumpy, and I know it's supposed to be. But I'm going to go with Navi River Journey, and here's why. For the Safari, we went kind of in the middle of the day, but it was kind of stormy. So most of the animals were just kind of either not seen or just laying around. But we did get to a section to where all the giraffes were just going crazy and running around. It was pretty much fantastic. I really loved that. And at first I thought that was my favorite ride. I was like, yeah, I really love that. It probably would be if I had gone earlier in the day when all the animals were more lively. But they weren't. So it's not my favorite. It's like my second favorite, very close to favorite. The reason Navi River Journey is my favorite, and I had not seen Avatar at the time. I got in the boat and it felt magical. It was just so pretty, all the colors and the song, and it gives me the feels. Yeah, like the feels. Like when you going through there and everybody, all the music, it just touches your heart for some reason, or mine, and maybe not everybody's, but it touches my heart, even though I had never watched the movie at that time. There was something about it that just gave me all the feels that I love so much, and if I could ride that ride 100 times, I probably would. Number one ride is Tower of Terror. My reasoning for this, now, I've only experienced it once, and my daughter freaked out the entire time, so I was holding her, but I was having a blast. It had been talked up a lot from when I was a kid to adulthood. Everyone that I knew that had ever been to Disney talked about how scary and how awesome Tower of Terror was. So I had a lot of expectations for it. I really did. And to be quite honest, it met all those expectations. It had the scare factor. It had the heart in your chest, like your heart in your stomach, heart in your head, like where you feel like your heart's just going up and down, just like you are on the ride. It hit every aspect of my anticipation for it. Now, I know that some of the people that I had talked to when I was younger said that they threw up on it. I didn't, and no one in our group did, but I loved it. No one else in my family liked it. It was my favorite. Maybe it has something to do with scary stuff is my jam. And I mean, scary stuff is my jam, I guess, but it isn't at the same time. Halloween's my favorite. And even though the ride isn't necessarily Halloween, it is like the Twilight Zone. So it has that scare factor to it. And because I haven't ridden Haunted Mansion, I can't compare them. And I wouldn't be able to anyway because they're two different parks, right? To recap, tie for Magic Kingdom with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Peter Pan's Flight. Epcot is Soarin', hands down. There's not even a close second. Navi River Journey is for Animal Kingdom with a very close second of the Safari. And then Hollywood Studios is Tower of Terror. So that's my list. I can't wait to see what Dole Whip Dad's list is, see if we have some of the same, see if they're in a specific order for him. And that's all I have. So again, I will put his link below, and if I can find his daughter's, I'll put it there, and I'll put his Instagram below. And go check his out, see what he says. And I know I've inserted some of his in here, but go see his video and subscribe to him and check out his videos and see what you think of him. He's pretty cool.
Christy, I love your list. Great stuff. Here's my list. We're going to start off with Disney's Hollywood Studios. So for me, Disney Hollywood Studios is a work in progress. It's about to have all the Star Wars love. I love Star Wars, so I'm sure in a year and a half, this list will be obsolete. But lots of good stuff there. The Rock and Roller Coaster. I didn't expect it to be that fun. I stood in line. I had other things going on. We had some family and my mom, and I almost skipped it. I'm so glad this is the first time I rode it ever. I'm so glad I didn't. It is a great, great ride. It's excellent. It's fun. It could easily be number one. Toy Story Mania. I love this. I love it. Disney's California Adventure. It's a lot of fun. You get out of the sun. You shoot little aliens. You get to battle your daughter or whoever you're riding with. I love it. easily could be my favorite ride at Disney Hollywood Studios, but it's not. Number one ride for me, Disney Hollywood Studios, is Star Tours. I love Star Tours. It was a great classic ride in California. It's even better out in Orlando. I think I just love the queue. I love the outside of the queue. I love that there's different adventures now. It's just awesome. For me, it's my can't miss number one ride at Disney Hollywood Studios. Now, picking the best ride in the Magic Kingdom is impossible. I think if you asked me tomorrow, it would be a different answer. And if you asked me in a week, it'll be a different answer. And if you ask me in December when I'm there, it'll probably be a different answer then too. So, I love Pirates. I love Haunted Mansion. I love Space Mountain. I love Big Thunder Mountain. As I stated about Disneyland, I can't imagine going to the Magic Kingdom not riding those rides. Those are classic rides, and I'm leaving a bunch out because I don't want this to be the longest video ever. I think when I'm not at the park, the best ride in my head is the Jungle Cruise. And I didn't even mention that in the Disneyland list. I love the Jungle Cruise. I think of the Jungle Cruise, I can't wait for the movie. I love the decor. I love the ride. I love the silly jokes. I think my ultimate dream job would be a Jungle Cruise skipper. I think that would be a lot of fun. But the best ride, I have to say, the Magic Kingdom is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I love it. That is a great little ride. I love the animatronics. I love the line, the queue, and the ride is a lot of fun. Some of the best videos of rides on YouTube are of the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train at night when the fireworks are going off. There's some good ones. I should find one and link to it. If I find a good one, I'll link to it. Regardless, this was a really hard decision, but I'm gonna go with the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, the best ride for me at the Magic Kingdom. Epcot. I love Epcot. Epcot is my favorite Disney park. I love it a lot, but it's World Showcase that I'm nuts about. So picking the best ride there was harder than I thought it would be. My kids love Test Track. Easily their favorite ride. So that's got to get named. I love Living with the Land. I know, it's kind of slow. It's cool. I like what we learn there. I like plants. Sorry. Love Living with the Land. I actually like Frozen. I don't know why Frozen doesn't get more of a bump when we talk about the best rides at Epcot. Look at the lines. Obviously the kids love it. Frozen's still a fairly recent movie, but that's a fun little dark ride. It's nice and cool. When you're walking around World Showcase, it's nice to get in there. I enjoyed it very much. But for me, Soarin' is the best ride at Epcot. I love it. I love it at Disneyland, California Adventure, and I love it at Epcot. So for me, the number one ride, Epcot, Soarin'. All right, so my favorite ride in Disney's Animal Kingdom is a little easier. Now, I haven't ridden Pandora. I haven't done any of the Pandora rides, either of the two rides yet. We've been a couple times since. We just like the park a lot and we didn't want to stand in 3-hour-long lines. But that's not going to change, I don't think. Maybe it will. Apparently the ride's pretty awesome. But my favorite ride in the entire world of Disney currently is Expedition Everest. It is awesome. I love it. I could ride it all day. I love the line. I love the ride. I love the shop right outside. I love the area. I love everything about it. For me, Expedition Everest, number one at Animal Kingdom and number one overall. Now that's not to ignore Cali River Rapids, which I love, Kilimanjaro Safari, which I love. I love this park, but Expedition Everest is awesome. So for me, this is the easiest one to pick by far. Expedition Everest, number one. All right, let's get to it. My favorite rides at Disneyland. This could be an entire list, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to try to keep it short and sweet. It's going to be hard. I cannot imagine ever going to Disneyland and not riding Indiana Jones. I cannot imagine not riding Pirates. But if I had to pick one, maybe it's because fall just hit, Halloween's on the way. I'm decorating with my Haunted Mansion merch. it's the Haunted Mansion. I don't think I could go. I think if it was broken down, I'd probably have to break in. No, Disney, I wouldn't really do that. Please don't kick me out. I'm going to have to go with the Haunted Mansion. This is an impossible task to pick my favorite ride at each park. And this at Disneyland is going to be the hardest, I think, of them all. For me, if I have to pick right now, Haunted Mansion, best ride at Disneyland. So, the best ride at Disney's California Adventure is tough for me. I used to go to Disney's California Adventure a lot. I haven't been in a while. Tower of Terror is probably my favorite ride. Tower of Terror is not there anymore. It's now Guardians of the Galaxy, which I have not ridden. Incredicoaster, I have not ridden. Soarin' is awesome, and it's my favorite, but you know what? I haven't ridden the current Soarin'. When I was there, it was still California only, which was awesome, and I loved it. So I guess I'm going to have to go with Toy Story Mania, because I have done that. It is the same, but I think it would probably end up fourth after I go back, but we'll see, right? But I love Toy Story Mania. Tower of Terror is my all-time favorite ride there. It's just fun. And yes, I've done it at Disney World, but I haven't done the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, or whatever it's called. So there you go. That's our collab. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're watching her video over on Christy's Corner channel. I hope you come over to my channel and check it out here too. Let her know you've come to check out her Disney stuff. If you're coming from my channel, just tell her you like her. Tell her whatever you want. Just tell her you're there. And subscribe, follow her, check out her Instagram too. While you're here, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Again, let me know. 2 people's lists. I want to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what you think. Where we're right, where we're wrong. Were you surprised how much we agreed or disagreed? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Have the best day ever. Take care.